Students, LBR the company.
Freedom fighter. Another piece of beautiful African music on the folk art when this even. So this is how we would like to officially welcome you to this movement of beautiful Liberian music. So basically, we have one that in the curtain of beautiful Liberian music on folk art Point. Pretty much the March 27 editions of the folk art Point. This program is can be only found on the folk art online TV. So very just run strictly into the issues. And as part of our activities today, we will be paying host a representative hopeful of District 18, Mr. Joseph A. Manjo. Mr. Joseph Manjo holds a lot of experience in the educational sector. So he has just received a award from our producer, and he has been auctioned in our comfortably refrigerating. So we urge you to share the video, invite others to come and watch the video with you. This is about the interest of our district, and the interest of our district should be prioritized, taken very seriously. So now we have us Representative Hopefold. He will soon be placed on camera, but they are working, they are observing series of technical issues. So the moment every other technical issue is been resolved, then we will start to dive into the issue bit by bit, bit by bit. Until then, keep following us, share the videos, disperse the videos into the various chat rooms so that we can be able to encourage other people to watch the video. So,
All right.
so now we have Mr. Joseph K. Mendo, a famous educationalist, man who has vast experience when it comes to education. But this time around, he has decided to turn the table. He has decided to actually throw his hand into the seat of District 18, the highest seat of District 18. So Mr. Joseph Menjo is our guest on focal point on today. So we were trying the podium over to him so that he can just be able to use this moment in time to introduce himself. He gave us a little background about how this whole Joseph Menjo came into existence. So Mr. Menjo, you are most welcome on the focal point.
Okay. Thank you very much for being invited today. Say thank you. I'm Reverend Joseph Manjo, the principal of this Assemblies of God Mission High School, District 30, most welcome.
Okay, thank you. That was a beautiful piece of introduction from Mr. Joseph, a representative aspiring of District 18. And so he has just introduced himself. He's not only a representative aspiring, he's also a principal of the Grace Assembly of God School located in the New Georgia area. So, Mr. Joseph, how is the Grace AGM, by the way? considering your status as the principal of the institution, how is Grace CHGM, by the way?
Grace Assembly of God Mission High School started way back 1985, but for us, we entered the system 1994. So up to present, we serve as classroom teacher, chairman disciplinary committee, uh, assistant registrar, vice principal for instruction, and finally today we are principal of the school. So
Finally,
we
you
are
are.
very grateful to God for that.
Finally, you are.
We have decided to contest the district seat.
Okay, we get that particular point. We just wanted to dig into the closet, considering your status as the principal of the institution. So, based upon the information you have provided, Grace of God Assembly Mission School is in better standing position. So, let us try to place a spotlight on the trends of politics in District 13. Then we will be able to keenly ascertain your possibilities and that of your chances and what actually inspire your ambitions to contest for the district highest seat. You understand? So let us start. How do you perceive District 18 under the leadership of Representative Edward Pape Fumo? How do you perceive his leadership style?
Um, if we stay here today and tell you that Honorable Papi Fumo have done nothing for the district, we'll be very unfair to the district and even to the, the sitting representative. They have done well, but you can't do more than what you are able to do. Now, only Honorable Fumo, but we look at the late Napoli, look at Honorable Sir Joseph, who also served once as district representative. He did very well, especially for the Princess Embassy of Mission High School. I remember he paid our children well 3 different times on 3 different occasions. So we are very grateful to Honorable Sir Joseph. He is Senator from Osura. And look at also Tanapoli, the late Tanapoli. It was through him that River Bole was built. So we are also grateful to him. Honorable Abefumo is trying his best, but the problem I have, most of the projects, he left them undone until this year election.
So, what are some of those projects that he has let him down?
Like community hall, especially that recently he went to roof the building because they said that election. I strongly believe it should not be like that.
You strongly believe it should be the type. Oh, normally when you ascend to the position as a lawmaker of that kind of position, especially political position of such, it comes along with so much responsibilities. So are you don't you think that he was actually constrained in terms of being able to execute all of the projects in the given time period in the given time period?
This is why you have to be very fair to people. You tell them how things are and how they should be. Now, when you go ahead and promise people and they find out that why you promised them.
So, what were the promises that he made to residents of District 13, upon which the people overwhelmingly voted him among all of the candidates that contested the positions?
For me, I only heard about Honorable Fumo when he won the election. I saw people from Battery Factory to Mobile marching through the district, went to New Joy Estate. That's the time I heard about him. One day I did not hear about Honorable Pape Fumo until he won the election. Yes. So
hearing the name, sorry for the interruption, but hearing the name Fumo becoming a lawmaker of District 13 came to you as a surprise.
Yes. It came to me as a surprise. And
So,
from other people's opinion, they say he went around, made so many promises, but one day I did not hear him make his promise. But people that are in various communities said that, especially Lincoln community where I live, they said promise ever since I going to build hall. They not build it until this year election. So people are dissatisfied.
as per your status,
Yes.
given the fact that you are an experienced educator, uh, did you move a little step in terms of investigating those those allegations? Because we can basically classify those promises according to you as an allegation. Did you exert more pressures in terms of verifying those promises that was being that was being told to you by people who were actually carrying the news to you?
Uh, in Liberia here, many people believe that when you are a politician, you should go about to lie to the people. No. You should always be go to the people telling the truth. So that even if you made a promise, you know that you somewhere around the line, you should go back to the people and tell them the reason why this is not done.
So, which one of the communities are you because considering the fact that District 13 is well divided into 38 communities?
Yeah.
So, which one of the communities do you hear from
Personally, I live Bikwanko community.
presently? So, apparently, you have just moved to Lincoln Co area.
Yeah.
So, can we narrate the fact that you never used to be a part of the district, and it is only because of this enthusiasm that you are expressed in the position as as a representative expiring that what motivated you to relocate from your previous locality
So,
to
Bikwanko community is part
how
of the
long have you been
district.
living in Lincoln Co community?
About 4 years now.
4 years now.
Yeah, but I've been living in the district for over, I can say, over 40 years.
40 years.
Yes, because I came to Monrovia in 1982. From that time, I've been in the district. I've been in the district. I've not left the district that in New Jersey built. And I want to also let the prophet know that I'll be moving New Jersey and say, well, I constructed my building. It's at roof level. Before election time, I moved to roof here and moved there.
Wow.
Yes.
That sounds amazing. Okay. Oh, there's positions in which you are very optimistic because every other every other parent in who has openly expressed their optimism to contest for the district highest office is hmm, is is aware of the cardinal responsibilities. So they are basically three cardinal responsibilities of lawmaking. So what are those? What are some of those great points that you want to basically grade Honorable Edo Pape Flomod and since he rose to the position as a lawmaker in the district? What are those areas that you want to, or lawmaking, representations, and oversight? You know.
Well, when it comes to that, for me, when it comes to lawmaking, representation, oversight, before at the time Honorable Sir Joseph was president, we used to have letter invitation for meetings.
There are invitations
To attend meetings.
So, what is the status in your previous community, or what is the status in your current community that you live?
No, I'm just, as I told you, the same, how they call, high school is around the same community. Yes. So I'm just the principal of the high school. Yes.
You are the principal of the high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you were actually trying to respond to all of them before I try to just try to yeah. So basically, try to explain more details. What are some of those things in the areas of lawmaking?
Yeah.
And what is the great point?
As we listen to news, for me, when it comes to lawmaking. This is why I came on this show today.
You came, but we
Yes.
actually dive into that. But
Yeah.
what is your great point that you have for the current lawmaker?
Yeah. I can't give you zero, but I can give you fair.
You can
At
give
least
fair.
for 1 5 he represented us.
Mhm.
We can't bring in zero, but we can give him.
So the
Yeah.
fair cross the court, the fair cross the court, all of the three, the two functions as embedded in the constitutions.
Yes, because when you represented us, took your time, and when you did something, yeah, I can say you did nothing.
Okay. Now you have spoken, now you have spoken about, let us try to place your manifestos on the spotlight. Or let us try to, gauge that which, of course, may have motivated you, to contest for the district highest, district highest seat. So what really inspired you? Because you have been, you have been nude as as an expert in the field of education. What really motivated you?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. Why we won the district seat? Many people may ask that question. Yeah, I'll give you three reasons. Reason number one, we won the district seat because we have observed all the past representatives, their records. We feel that we can do better. Yes.
So how do you classify yourself as an
Yeah.
integrity icon, or what
Yeah,
sort of what sort of characteristics would be very suited for you?
as an educator,
Mhm.
looking at their performances, I can do better than the three people that was in
Then
the
all of the people who have been leading the district,
Yes.
you are of the convictions that you can do better.
Yes. Yes.
All right, but let's
One
try
of
to
the-
let's try to dive into your manifestos. What are your plans for the district? Should you be elected representative of of District 18? What are your plans?
when we are elected as representative of District 13, the first you need cardinal responsibility,
Yeah, the cardinal responsibility.
representation, lawmaking, and oversight. We go. One United States judge said, where there is no law, the people behave like animals. The law makes a difference. So to be there to make good law. In fact, when they talk about representative, you are not only representing that district because you are part of policy making. Anything that affects the government, it affects the district. It affects the district. So you are not only looking at district 13, you are looking at the whole country. So we feel that when we are elected, we will go and make a law. Whatever decision that will come from there will come back to our people to tell them this is why we are doing, what your advice.
So,
Yes.
you sound more optimistic and confident in standing a better chance to, to unseat the incumbent lawmaker.
I'm very confident.
Yeah. What are your first 90 days? Because normally, if people will be determined on the fact that they will make, they will make a change, that can be evidenced by the fact, by the fact of their systematic approach that is already, that has already been outlined. So, what are your top priorities of your 100 days? Should you be given the space to serve the district?
Okay. As I told you before, I will not come to you and lie to the public that within 30 days or within 100 days, this is what I'll be able to do. But within a year's time, we'll be able to do something.
What are some of those things that you want to do?
Like in the field of education, we'll make sure that most of the children who are not attending school go to school.
Oh,
Yes.
can you care to just in a nutshell give us a clear roadmap on how that particular policies will be actually structures for the with the purpose of having those people who are not going to school and enrolled or entrapped into that particular scheme?
There are many ways to do it. I just
What
want
are
to
the
show
ways?
you one of the ways.
Mhm.
Like there are some people will have the committee. There are some people who not get any support that their parents are dead, mother and father have received series of cases like that. Their father or people that used to support the person is dead. So we take we come in to help those kind of people.
So,
Yeah. These people
one
are
could
here.
ask
Yes.
that what has been your track record in terms of trying to bring this vision alive through your through your little end contribution? What are your trash what has been your track record in terms of trying to bring this vision alive? Because it is not only the politics of our day is transitioning from just assuming political power before you start executing. So what are some of those things that you have started to do that people can people can clamp onto and say, yes, indeed, if this guy is elected, and if Mr. Mendo is elected, he would definitely execute that, which of course he's saying. What are some of those things that we can
Okay.
hold on to you?
As I told you, I entered Grace Assembly of Mission High School since 1994, and we've been there. We've been helping people. And besides, we have educated so many people. Some of them graduated from high school. They went to college. They graduated from college, and they are even working. Most of them even are out of the district. So we are in contact with our alumni. We are in contact with our students and parents. So we feel that we have great advantage.
You feel that you have great
Yes,
advantage.
yes.
So all throughout, you have only been able to assist people in terms of seeking higher, higher knowledge
Yes.
for a better life, for a better life.
Yes.
So what are some of those? What are some of those strategies that you were actually using, to get those people, those people enrolled on your, on your scholarship scheme as you claim?
As for me, if I help somebody, I not come to announce to people. I can tell you there's a lady whose husband passed away, and I help her two children. And that lady was the only one, or have been the only person that appreciated me by giving me a lot of land. I did it willingly. I did not do it for money to be compensated.
Yeah.
But I did it because she was in problem. But later, she rewarded me.
She rewarded you.
Yeah, for assisting her, which I'm also grateful for that.
Oh, let us
Many people they think that before they do good, they must expect something.
let us try to place. I think we have spoken sufficiently about education.
Yes.
Our district tech team has a very mountainous task.
Yeah.
And considering your optimism and your, your aspirations to become the next lawmaker of this district, you you have a lot of, you have a lot of situations to basically tackle. Those, some of those things include the proliferations of ghettos in Liberia in District 18 and Liberia by extensions.
Yeah.
Or you have this issue about women empowerment, men empowerment, and other tasks. So what are your plans? Because we need to basically access and engage your manifesto so that we can be able to say yes, or anyone listening to us that can be able to say yes. Or this, I think this is the preferable. This is the preferable candidate to really merit the district office.
Uh, as I told you, the law, the law makes the difference.
The lawmaking.
Yes.
Are you aware? Are you actually aware of
if there is no law?
Are you actually aware of the processes associated with lawmaking? Are you actually?
Yes. It has to be done through a bill. It has to be debated and voted upon. before it becomes a law and be sent to the president for approval. So if there is no law like people bringing in drugs, no law to punish just people, to me it's long overdue. There should have been a law by now. Because if you look at most of the children, they are they are getting out of control because of the drugs.
What do you think is responsible for that?
We hold the government responsible because some negligence. They don't make law to that. They don't punish people for selling drugs. Recently, we heard that drugs were arrested. It's in Patrick Belt that cost so many millions of dollars. And that case up to now, we can't hear anything about it.
Okay, Mr. Menjo, for those of you who are following us, we have Mr. Joseph K. Menjo.
Reverend Joseph K. Menjo.
Reverend Joseph K. Menjo, he prefers to be attached with the Reverend title, and we have him as our guest. He has just expressed his desire to contest for the district highest seat. So as a matter of fact, we have placed some of his manifestos, some of his some of his prospects, some of his ideas, some of his innovations that he wants to use to give the people of District 13 a deserving district. So he is currently in our studio. So we just want to acknowledge our viewers who are watching us via our online platform, so that they too can be aware of your portfolio. You understand? So still talking about our district politics and your ambitions. Uh, in Liberia, this situation is not only limited to Liberia. This is a situation that has been generalized across the entire continent of Africa. People people have the kind of impressions or the kind of belief that election is extremely expensive. Do you have the kind of money to really convince people, because people wanting to see what you have done, and people wanting to see whether you can be able to purchase your party t-shirts, your jackets, your party equipments and all those things. Do you really have the kind of money?
Uh, when it comes to um, elections, it requires money. Everyone knows that. But not all about money. When it comes to election, if the people love you, they don't ask for money.
So do you believe that the people of District 13 actually love you?
Yes, by the grace, the people love me.
They actually love you.
They love me.
How to what extent, to what extent have you really felt impressed by the overwhelming love being demonstrated by
I
residents of
just
District
told you
13?
that I have educated so many of the residents' children.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. I've educated most of them. Many of them, most of them have graduated from high school, went to college, graduated. They are now alumni of the school, and some of them, uh, we thought they are living in the district, outside of the district, and we are in contact with them, with the parents, with the present students. We feel that we have advantage. We have the number.
You actually have the number.
Yes,
That is what you believe.
yes.
Uh, One could say that the issue about you rendering personal assistance to other people is not even a justifiable trend for one to be totally convinced over the fact that he or she is best suited to contest for this political position, because this political position is held in high esteem. So how do you react to say statement from that they come from anyone?
That's just opinion.
That is their opinion.
Yeah, that your opinion.
Mhm.
There are anything you are doing, somebody more opposed to it.
Mhm.
It should not make you to feel discouraged. Just stick by your vision.
So you believe that Apparently, these are the people who you have educated and who you have been able to navigate their way through the walls of high school. These could be the people who may have inspired their decision to contest.
Sure.
Do you care to speak to that?
Yes.
These are the people.
Yes.
So basically, the whole issue about this whole money for your campaign and other campaign-related processes could be squarely shouldered based upon their contributions.
We have others who are willing to support us. Yes.
Do you care to reference their names here?
No. No. They asked me not to mention any.
They have asked not to mention
Yes.
their name.
Yes. No.
So, uh, this strategic team, what do you make with the proliferations of candidacies who basically are expressing? Do you think that it is about time that those people need to rally around you to basically support your representative bid rather than contesting all alone by themselves? What do you make of that about the proliferations of candidates competing for the?
You
For
know
the
that's democracy.
Mhm.
For me, I want the people to make their choice
Mhm.
to select the person that they want. Um, for me, no one is a threat to me.
No one's a threat to you.
Nobody. That's why I always invite any of them who say they want to be aspirant or they want to contest the seat. I call them to go speak on my campus. The reason for that, I want to listen to them as they speak. I want to understand I want to get their ability.
Do you feel mesmerized about their speeches being made?
No,
But not mesmerized by those
no.
speeches?
What I observe here, we have called Honorable William Smith, who once contested the district seat
Mhm.
over 2 different times. Honorable Sir Joseph went there 3 different times. Cornelia Togba also invited. They congratulations. She was invited and she went and spoke. Amos Joy Johnson was invited. He did not go, but he sent somebody. So we want the district to be free of violence. I want tomorrow when I leave from New Joy Estate to come to Battery Factory, there will be no string thrown at me. So this is why I want to come close to aspiring so that we can work together.
You want to come close to expiring so that
Yes,
people
we
will
all
be
can
able
work
to
together for the interest of the district.
work together in the
Yeah.
interest of the district.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you really see the fact that you have thrown your heart in the race as a threat to the current lawmaker? Do you see yourself as being a threat to the current lawmaker?
This is why we are very careful
Mm-hmm.
how we are going about doing things. I always telling people.
I'm not speaking about
Yeah.
a threat that could basically, that could basically
Yeah, we're talking
instill
about
bodily
defeat.
harm to him.
We're talking about defeat, right?
Yeah.
I know. This is why we are doing everything so that someone, every time someone see as a threat, you don't know the intent after. So the method we are using is so advanced that we take the district by surprise.
What are the methods?
No, we are not willing to expose the
So,
method.
well, because there are a lot of people who have their secret agenda,
Yeah.
and there are some practices being orchestrated and displayed by residents and or aspirants and supporters of those aspirants that are totally in contraventions to the electoral guidelines. Are you involved
No,
into trucking, which is
no,
against the law? Are you involved?
no, we are not.
So what are this? What I know, this is a platform. I think it will be best suited for you to display your strategies, so that people can be aware of those strategies. Because you have said that the excellencies of Representative Edward Papiflo you know, took you by surprise. Do you want to be another surprising lawmaker again?
Um, when I say surprise, everyone knows that I'm running.
Mhm.
So if I win the election, I will not be surprised to people.
Everybody
But,
knows that you are running,
yeah,
and that was the same kind, and that was the same kind of thing that everybody knew that that Edward Papi Fumo was actually contesting, but you said you
Yeah.
actually saw the excellency of Edward Papi Fumo to the position as lawmaker of this
I
district
told you
as a
that I
surprise.
did not hear
Mhm,
about him.
mhm,
Maybe others, all the other people heard about him,
mhm.
but I did not hear his name one day until he won the election. How I'm saying.
Until he won the
Yeah.
until he won the
Mhm.
elections.
The reason I don't want to expose the strategy because many people send people on my cam when they can't they guess one strategy they carry and start using it. So before now we expose strategy we actually trust.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
this is I think we keep it
yeah.
confidential. This will be so you don't want to you I don't know unveil your
Okay,
strategies here.
okay. Let me show you one of these
Mhm.
strategies. Uh, we are doing one campaign as I tell you that I'm running. You tell your friends, tell your brother, tell your sisters. So your one have recruited 4 or 5 persons. The other brother have 4 or 5 persons.
Do you think that that strategy is the most appropriate strategies
Yes, it's
to really give you the kind of numerical vote that you need to unseat this lawmaker?
sure.
Okay. One most important questions I want to before we take our short break. One most important question that I want you do you have any political alignment? Are you with any political party?
Um, for now, I will be going as independent. I had a political party, but what happened? They already joined CDC. So since they joined CDC, and CDC has a candidate, so we'll be going as independent.
You actually be going as an independent. Okay, okay. So, but have other parties been able to approach you in terms of in terms of requesting you to basically enroll on their party ticket as a representative candidate
No,
since you publicly exposed
maybe
your
from
aspirations to contest for the district and the district higher seat?
maybe from today's show, maybe I'll receive call. At the end of the day, I will call my numbers. Maybe somebody will call me and we'll go and talk. Maybe, but for now, I still stand as independent
But
candidate.
even with the
Okay.
fact that you are standing in the status as an independent candidate, do you really have that kind of vote? Because for an independent candidate to really win the vote, it requires a whole lot of efforts,
Yeah,
whole lot of processes. Which of course, when we stay living, then it is not just an easy thing. Do you still see yourself as a formidable force?
let me tell you
Mhm.
one thing. When you are independent, you have advantage.
What make you
Then
think so?
being member of it. Because if I'm member of CDC, no United Party people want to vote for me. But I have met many civilians, I have met other partisans, political party members. They have told me that they will surely support us. But for the president, they will not support my president, but they will support their president. But for the representative and senator, they will support
So
us.
were you convinced over the fact that they were able to tell you that they will basically vote you and they will continue voting on their president? Were you convinced?
Yes,
Okay.
because they,
So basically,
they
when we
were not.
resume after this technical break, okay, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, because they were not forced to tell me what they told me. And they have not only told me once, on several occasions we meet and we talk. Believe that they can betray our
All right. So as I was saying to you, we will take a technical break. When we resume, then there are other people who have been watching this program, watching our presentations, our interactions. So they too would like to contribute their opinions and ask you a few questions so that you can be able to respond. Then we would just, we just ask you the very few questions, then we can wind down the curtain of to these, interactions.
yeah.
So
Before they, I wanted to address some things why we want to contest. I told you that we have observed all the representatives in the district. We feel that we can do better, right?
Mhm.
That's one reason. Two, many people believe that once you are a man of God, you should not work in government, especially to be represented. They feel that that's a demonic place. So a man of God should not go and work in government.
So how can you dissuade? How can you dissuade, or how can
So
how can you convince the people? Considering your status as a pastor, how can you really convince your audience that that place is not, as demanding as they claim?
that's why we want you to listen to us
Mm.
as we go about
Mm.
the, um, this modern world we are living in. Mean that it's a free society. Nobody can coerce you or force you to do something that you don't want to do. Um, the government makes decision. I mean the policy
Mhm.
on behalf of the country. The decision is good. It affects everybody. But it also affects everybody. So we feel that we should form part of decision making as men of God. We should form part of the decision making. Because anything that affects society, it affects maybe the church, schools, everywhere. So for that reason, we feel that we should form part of decision making
You for that
to have a
reason
better society.
you have a
Yes.
better success.
Yeah.
So basically, you were actually going through your manifestos. So do you still want to elaborate further?
Then and guys,
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it.
insulting the president. Don't do that. If the hair does something wrong, you can invite him to your house or you can walk to him. Chief, we're in the meeting and you did so thing.
But what if he
That's
seems to be very adamant? If the leader seems to be very adamant, what are the requisite approaches that you think you can take? You know.
I don't, because when you tell someone that this is wrong, you must tell him why it is wrong and the effect that it will have when it is done. If it happens once or two times, the third one you go to him will listen.
All right.
Because you
Basically,
have advised him
let us
the
just
first time, he did not listen and he saw the effect.
let us just wind down the curtain. You know, then if we resume, then you can be able to have the opportunity to talk more about your
Okay.
plans, and maybe other people can counter react to some of those things that you have said.
Thank you.
So
Thank you very much.
yeah, yeah.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
O- Okay, now we have returned after a moment of observing break. So we have resumed, you know, so we can now go back to. So let me start. First, to begin to acknowledge some of those people who have been following, or a whole list of people have been following us. Uh, S. Emostama is following, or Walker Sam J. Flourish is following. Alex Bramo is also following. Tiwa Tamason is also following. Andy B. Jala Broker Jala is also following. He says, I'm following from my Conan around the Linsu office in Sinka. Uh, Caroline Harris is following. She said, I'm following from Sambo A community. Kelvin is also following. Veteran Ramsey is also following. Ambassador Mohammed Vani Khan, who sits behind the scene to ensure that every other thing can be resolved, is following. So basically, let us rumble straight into their questions that they have asked, because they have been following, so that they can be able to get their their own opinions as it relates to some of those that is happening here. Okay, let's move quickly. They say Caroline Harris say, what do you think about infrastructure spending? I don't know as to what's the method are you going to use to respond to those questions? Are you going to be jotting down bit by bit as we go, or you just want me to read all the questions and you will be able to respond?
Okay, I'm in it. We'll do it one by one.
Let's do it one by one. So
Yeah.
basically, what do you think about infrastructure spending? What do you think about infrastructure spending? Basically, she related the questions to the district. What do you think about infrastructure spending? What are your strategies to ameliorate crimes? And how many years have you spent in the district? So I think you have spoken about that. So, but maybe you would like to respond to it also.
Yeah, I think that person maybe joined maybe very late.
Mhm.
They want to ask how long you been in the district.
Mhm.
As I told you, I been in the district for more than 40 years now.
You have been in the district for more than. Yes, you posted 3 different questions. She actually pinned 3 different questions, and one of those.
About infrastructure.
Yeah, what do you think about infrastructure spending?
Infrastructure spending.
Infrastructure spending.
What I have to do.
Yeah, what have you done in the area of infrastructure spending?
What you want to say, like break it down.
Perhaps she is talking about your contributions towards some of those infrastructures that the district, in terms of being able to personally use your own meager resources to contribute to the fact of, some of those infrastructural, facilities
Like
that are now in
example,
use in the district. They have.
when it comes to infrastructure, I always telling people like in Liberia here, um, it's very very difficult to see people going about doing things until they see that tomorrow is election. Um, for us, we told you that our focus has been in education.
Education.
Yes.
So you have not made any, remarkable gains in the area
No.
of infrastructure.
Yes.
So let us go. What is your strategies to ameliorate, crimes? Maybe to reduce the proliferations of crime or the increase, the rise of crimes in the district.
Okay. We told you that the law. You know, people say the three branches of government they are equal. The one on the book, but you have the nature and the judiciary, you have the executive, the legislature that go about making all the good laws. The judiciary interprets the law. The executive are supposed to enforce the law. If they not enforce, it means the law becomes useless. So we make sure that laws are enforced.
We make sure that
Yes,
laws are enforced.
because we persuade our friends that people that will be charged with responsibility for law enforcement, they are not done. Have them impeached.
Okay, let us go to the other question being raised by Ambassador Mohammed Vani Kanin.
Um,
How does your guest intend to respond to people who have branded him as chairman of trucking people in the district? So he is basically responding, asking you what is your take on those allegations raised against you of being trucking people in the district.
uh, to drop people in the district is wrong, especially when you pay people. What I'm saying is my own opinion. Hmm?
Mm-hmm. But
Um,
are you actually involved in this issue of
no,
trucking?
no, I'm not involved in that because it requires money.
Mm-hmm.
People pay people. It means that you are not just qualified. Shut. If you are qualified and your people love you, no need to drop people. But your fear is uh, the people or the place where you reside, the people don't love you, they will not vote for you. So you go outside, collect people, pay them money so that they can come and vote for you so you can win election. It's wrong, improper, unfair.
Okay. Okay, let's go to Stemma on. So, what is your intention? Do you have in fulfilling your election promises? So, uh, do you care to make any promise on this particular platform, or maybe apparently you have made
Yeah. The
promise
only
elsewhere?
promise I will make to you
Mm-hmm.
is, as I told you, we have been in the field of education.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to focus on education and make sure that educational system, especially in this country, improves.
We
Yes.
basically
Yes.
focus on education. Okay. Can you please make name for us the amount of social work that you have already accomplished? The number of social work that you have already accomplished. Maybe through sports you have been able to organize. You have been able to organize a reconciliation sporting tournament in your community and other communities across District 18.
Um, we most of the time for me, I don't love too much sport.
You really don't love sport, but this is
love
politicians and politicians of our day have basically classified sport as one of the effective tools that you can use, to basically unite the youth, and even resolve long-standing dispute. But you are actually opposed to sport, but you express so much confidence of the fact that you will be elected.
Well, I would say, some people prefer sport than academic. For me,
so you are going to be a kind of lawmaker who will fix all of his efforts and approaches towards academic activities.
Yeah, sport will be very little.
Sport will be very little.
Yeah.
Okay. Let us rumble into the other questions. Which politician do you admire most in district team? Which one of all of the politicians who have been championing the cause to win district team, or perhaps the past lawmaker, even before this place was classified as district team by the National Elections Commission? Which politician do you admire most?
To you, Honorable Sir H. Joseph. At the time, he was representative of District 13. We admire him a lot. He visited our campus almost every time. He knows me personally, and I know him. As I told you, he helped our students on 3 different occasions. With our YFE, that time it used to be Y, now was. So he did very well. And besides, he has a school in the district contributing to the educational system in the district. He also erected clinic in the district. So I admire him a lot. And every time we invited him, he went to our call.
So, still speaking about your admirations, admirations about Sir Hadi Joseph, who is now the current senator of Masurado County. Did you reveal your aspirations, to him, and what was his response, if at all you did?
Concerning the school, or for my
concerning your aspirations to contest?
No, at that time I never had the 18 until he became senator. I think 2 years ago. I think we were having some conversation, and some put on me that then you can make a better representation, and I drew from observing others what they've been doing. So we decided to inform our people, our alumni, our students, the PTA, about the 2023 election.
All right. Let's go to another person. Said, what has been his tangibles in the past in the district to convince us in electing him? What has been your tangibles? What has been your deliverables?
You talk about somebody who have access to not make a good leadership. Most of the time, people look at money. People get money different ways. Yeah, a whole lot of things involved when you talk about money. In the Western country, when you say that you want to become president or representative, they bring a whole profile. People want to know how you got the money. You got 2, 3, 4, 5 story building. How did you get? Where were you working? What kind of business were you doing? You own these houses. In the United States, that the governor sacked most of the police officers because the property they had, they could not afford to have those property because of the money they were working for. They asked me, said the reason is very simple. You making 3,000, you get $3 million house. You have your business. So if you want to talk about tangible, we have been in the district and we have been in the teaching field. We have not done anything that will affect the entire district, except in the field of education to educate our children. As I told you, me and my house, I built a door which at the roof level. I'm about to the roof is. Yes.
So another person is just asking, what are your qualifications in education, and what makes you different from Honorable Flomo? Are you competent than him? That is the questions being
Uh,
raised by.
when we talk about education, I don't know his educational level. I have not gone. For me, I evaluate people by the way they speak. I evaluate people as I hear them speaking. Most of the time, in some places, if you any right application, just from interview, uh, they will select you or they will deny you from common interview.
Okay, then let's do it quickly. And another person say, I'm watching from live from Jamaica Rural Intellectual Center. You say, uh, Honorable Menjo, what have your role played in your community that qualify you to contest in this upcoming election and upcoming presidentials and general elections? Can you actually point to some of the tangible within the communities of, you know, tangibles within the 38 communities of District 13? You say, can you point to any tangibles? What has the role you have played in your community for which, of course, you're more convicted, of the.
I just told you tangible should not be requirement for electing somebody to be represented. If you say someone has tangible, you should have been elected. I would like to know how that person got his property. I told you I'm a teacher. And I always say why I have
So,
why schools.
so basically, you have answered all of those questions that were being raised by the people in your appropriate, in your appropriate genius opinion. And what last word, considering the fact that we are in the registration exercise, what last word do you have for
What I have to
people
tell, what I have to tell the
for
people,
Liberians and particularly residents of District 18? What last word?
what I want to tell the people of District 13, everyone who is 18 years or above is asked to register and vote. Someone told me that they already have voter card. I told them, I said, that voter card is not valid anymore. You need to go and register. More have our people informed that the old voter card is no more valid. So everyone should turn out to register to vote. If you don't register, you will not be allowed to vote. That means you will not have the opportunity. And wheresoever you register, there where you vote. The idea of trucking, it did not just start this period. Even before I start thinking, I used to see people trucking people carry them around to register different parts of the country. Even people living from here going outside the country, going Maryland, going Margibi, going Nimba, people were living from here trucking people.
So now, what do you have to say in terms of dissuading them from that, from that particular lifestyle?
Yeah. We are encouraging our people to register where they are residing. And to all aspirants, we encourage our followers to be peaceful. during registration period, campaign period, even the period of election. Let our forward be peaceful. Um, the next thing, number 3, I want also look at. Don't elect somebody because you see them with property. Look at capacity and character. Capacity and character. We talk about capacity, talking about your fitness. This man that we send you to represent us, is he competent to represent us? We talk about capacity, we're talking about your fitness, your work.
Yes. I do understand.
Yeah. So, if you apply for a job, the first thing the employer wants, what are you able to do? If you go in that house, what committee are you going to serve on? Which committee? Or you don't want to form part of the house? What are you going to do there? What? When we send this man in the house there, is he competent to represent the district? Is he competent to represent us outside the country? He has asked to go represent the country before the press. This man is able to speak. What idea he has to tell Congress on behalf of the country? Now, you may be also competent, you know all the book, but you have character problem. Passing around, selling drugs.
So, in your opinion,
yes, that's
in your opinion,
yeah.
Those are the 2 basic characters one should place emphasis on.
Yes.
Before judging to the fact that this person is best suited to head the seat in the district office.
This man doesn't have, he has money, but he has character problem.
What is the character problem, do you?
I'm talking about somebody you're talking about, he has property. He has a
Who is that person? Who is that person?
Well, I just saying example. I just something I'm seeing. Somebody may have the property, but his character is not good.
But I overheard you in your concluding statement. I overheard you saying somebody, has been tagged with the fact that they have been trading drugs to residents of the community.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm only saying some of the things that we should look at before we elect somebody. I talk about capacity and character. Capacity, your fitness, your worth. Character has to do with behavior. Somebody, he doesn't have property, but he is competent.
So just in a nutshell, basically that your closing statement should basically border around your number that you initially said that you wanted to give out, just in case if any other political party wants you to basically contest on their party ticket, they can get in touch with you, and maybe you can just inject a little few of your closing comments into them, because we are highly pressed with time, and it is about time that we need to observe the benchmark of this show.
Yeah. So if we are about to close, I have some national issues to discuss in the 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Sometime after election, someone will know that they lose the election. They say will not accept the result, then they take complaint to the Supreme Court or Election Commission. It's not fair. If you know that you did not win election, don't go to Election Commission or Supreme Court and file petition.
But even the electionary law, the constitutions, the 1986 constitutions, which is now in use today, created the room for people who have this enchantment upon about the election result to channel their grievances through the code of competent jurisdictions.
What I'm saying, somebody may know that they did not win. you know that you did not win.
But what if there was series of malpractices associated?
That's
with...
a different issue. I'm saying if you know that you did not win. I'm not saying if you feel cheated or you are cheated. If you know that you did not win election, or because you want to deprive somebody from taking seat, you go to Supreme Court. That one thing it's wrong. Except defeat.
So, what is your recommendations moving forward?
My recommendation is there should be a law to punish such person who will deliberately go and file a petition to deprive somebody from taking seat.
Are you actually of the trend of Liberia's judicial procedure? Are you aware of Liberia's judicial activities? How
I'm aware. You know the law. This is why I want to. There are certain areas the law is silent, and you see sometimes you see cases remain in the Supreme Court 10, 20, 25 years because it can't end. So the law can be silent on certain issues, like the drugs issue, no law. So when they arrest some people, they carry them, the lawyer then can but no law, they stand a bond and they free them. Okay, I want to conclude on national issues. So all Liberians, especially our leaders in the country, there will be self-conscious. Self-consciousness is very important. If you are doing anything, you should know that other people are also looking at you. Anything you are doing, know that others are watching you. Example, you are nationalized nature, you are charged with responsibility to make your own rules, to make your own budget. Then you go and sit and make a budget of maybe 10,000. To receive 10,000, you answer that after you are retired from job. Lack of self-consciousness. What the people will say, if just law is made. If you go about doing that, you should know that other people are looking at you. The president should reject.
Just to conclude.
Yeah.
Just to conclude, we are actually pressed with time.
And people also carry on malicious criticism and propaganda. Malicious criticism and propaganda because they want seat, they go about lying because they want to paint somebody ugly. It's also wrong. Misuse of power. You are a senator, you want to use power just on somebody because you have the power. No. So let us be very self-conscious as citizens of this country, especially we, the lawmakers, the government officials. Anything we do, people are looking at us. Don't think people are not looking.
So that was the concluding statement of Reverend Joseph K. Mendel. He has been our guest on the program. So, Mr. Mendel, the Focart family wants to say you are most welcome. In almost all of your day-to-day activities, you can count on us for open broadcast. This is the official platform of the Legal Communications Incorporated. We attempt to wedding ceremony. We attempt to any program of such, even Grace AGM where you serve as the principal. If you have any other programs, you can count on us. Even your political rally, they announce the campaign process. You can count upon us. Maybe you want to address the press. You want to do it whatsoever. You can count upon us. In the discharge of functions in such nature. So it was nice having you on our platform. And you see, you have actually felt the comfort of our studio. We are very operative, we are very operational, we are very effective. We are not biased, we don't hold political alignment, we are not, aligned to any political, figure. You understand? So it was nice having you on our platform.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mhm.
Thank you for this time. This is the first time for me to appear on TV show.
Okay.
So we are very grateful to the establishment. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. That was the voice of Reverend Joseph K. Menjo. Reverend Joseph K. Menjo has been our guest from 5 to 6 up to the current hour. We are 9. So this is how we would like to draw the curtain of beautiful Liberian music. Come in the state of fever, but when they came to they changed their mind.
No, sir.
But just in case you can be able to connect with him, maybe any other political party wanting him to contest on their party slot, they can contact. His number is this is Lone Star and Orange, you know, is 0886 98 14 86 0886 98 14 86. And just as you can get him on the Lone Star line, you can also contact him on the Orange line. It's 0777 09 1895. 0777 1895. So again, this is how we would like to draw down the curtain on today's presentation. I am Lyndon Togba, your host of the program, Folk Program. went. And this program is honored coming to you live on the Focal online TV. And we are the pride of District Tech Team. And we will always remain the pride of District Tech Team. See you. Do join us on Monday for another fascinating editions of the program. Better still,
So what they want to watch him?
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.